Yo, 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 yo. What's going on? Where my folks at? Who's still up? Let's get it. Tough loss, man. Tough loss. What's up, y'all? My bad, I'm a little late. Killer Cam, what's up? Raymond, what's popping? Yeah, man. Tough loss. Tough back-to-back losses. The Warriors have lost every game that's without Steph. It's tough. It's unfortunate because the Warriors would have won this series in 5 if Steph didn't get hurt. I know. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I don't care. This T-Wolves team, they alright. You know, they dispatched of the Lakers. They dispatched of the Lakers in 5. You know, they alright. This Warriors team at full health with a dog walk these dudes. They ain't like that. They ain't like that, bro. Like, they ain't like that. Sucks, man. It especially sucks because the league is wide open right now. The Celtics are down 3-1. Jason Tatum just, it's not official as of this recording, but it looks like he tore his Achilles. We're about to have an Indiana, New York Knicks Eastern Conference Finals. One of those teams is going to the finals. And then in the West, if Steph didn't get hurt, they would have dispatched it as T-Wolves team in 5. And then they would have only had to play one of OKC or Denver to play. And then go on to play either the Pacers or Knicks. The pathway was right there, man, for title number 5. Pathway was right there. The series ain't over yet. It's not over yet, but they're on the brink. Things are dire. And it's not looking good, man. What else can I say? It was some of y'all that was like giving me pushback. What game was it after? I can't remember what game it was. I think it was after game 2. I was like, I came in here and I was a little down because I was disappointed. Because I knew seeing Steph go down that this series at the bare minimum was going to go 6 or 7 games now. And I was being logical. I was explaining how this series is going to be a lot harder without Steph. You know, and there's a few Warriors fans, and look, I love the enthusiasm. I love the confidence in the team. But it was some Warriors fans saying, nope, still Warriors in 5. Steph, regardless of Steph, it's still Warriors in 5 after game 1. Come on, bro. Like, let's not, like there's a difference between being enthusiastic about your team and being delusional. The T-Wolves are in the semifinals for a reason. They just dog walk the Lakers. The Lakers team is trash, but they do got LeBron and Luka. And they dog walked them. You know what I'm saying? Like, just say that we're going to just beat this team without Steph in 5 games is insanity. And so I came on here, and I was a little down, and I was trying to be logical and explain why the series was going to go long. Then I got some pushback. I had this one guy, and if you, like, forgive me if I can't remember your username, but he was basically saying, like, he's like, you're not a real fan if you don't have confidence in this team. Like, you sound like you're like a downer or something. Basically saying I'm not a real fan because I wasn't like saying, oh, Warriors are gonna win this series in 5 or 6 regardless. It's like, come on, bro. Like, you want me to come on here and just be I love my team, but I'm not about to just come on here and then just make just biased and like it only optimistic content, never logical, never rational, never look at an argument from both sides. Like, come on, bro. Like, we're not doing that. Like, we're not doing that. We're gonna come on here and I'm gonna give some takes and I'm gonna try to give arguments from both sides and paint a picture of what I see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm breaking down a game. I'm giving my insight. I'm not gonna just come on here and just be like, Steph went down, but it's okay. Warriors in 5. Don't matter. T-Wolves, yada, yada, yada. Warriors in 5. Like, I'm not doing that, bro. We not doing that. Anyways, what's going on, y'all? Two-turn Cam, what's up? Killer Cam, what's up? Raymond, what's up? Adesani, what's poppin'? Timmy, what's up, Brody? Berserk Monk, what's up, bro? Bison, what's good? Lucky, I see you. Sick Vic, what's up, bro? Let's see what y'all talking about. Should Steph Curry just take a pay cut? I mean, he's aging now. These injuries hurting the team. I'll never in my life ask Steph to take a pay cut. Ever. If Steph wants to get paid max money until he retires, then pay him what he wants. This team, this franchise needs to be forever grateful to Steph. Forever grateful to Steph. I'm not ever going to ask him to take a pay cut. I don't care. I don't care if he's getting paid $60 million. I could care less. Because if it wasn't for that man, we wouldn't have these 4 rings in the past, 12 years or whatever the case may be. And the man was underpaid for his first contract. Did he win his first MVP on that first contract when he's getting paid like $14 million or something? No, he wasn't. But the fact still remains. The man was getting underpaid for like a good portion of his earlier career. Would it be nice if Steph volunteered to take a pay cut? Sure, absolutely. But I'm not going to tell him to. I'm not going to get mad if he decides not to. That's just what it is, bro. And if that means the Warriors can't put like this crazy, realistic championship contender out there, it is what it is, man. Steph won his 4 rings. He wants to maximize his dollars, let him do that. Steph gets whatever he wants until he retires. Period. Paying Jimmy too much to shoot 9 times. All right, I'm gonna get to all that. Let's start from the beginning though. Let's see what we talking about. All right, so the Warriors, Steve Kerr starts TJD. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, TJD's not good. He's just not. Like TJD, I know the theory of him sounds nice. You know, he's athletic. He can rebound in theory. He can provide some size in theory. He's not good. Like, that's just me just being upfront, bro. He's not that good. In terms of the size he provides, I mean, he's 6'9". He's the same height as Looney. He's not a 7-footer. He's an undersized center. He can jump. He can grab some boards a little bit, but he's just not good. He's not affecting anything defensively. He's a non-factor defensively. He has the hops, but he sees plays materialize way too slow. He's always a step slow. It's kind of like Wiseman in a sense, where Wiseman has the athleticism and like the bouncing ability, the length, but just processing speed is way too slow. TJD's processing speed isn't as slow as Wiseman's. His is a little quicker, but it's still too slow, and he's 6'9". So he's a zero non-factor on defense. He's just not that good, man. But anyways, we started the two big lineup. The first half went okay. First quarter went okay. The Warriors were up 2 points at half. You know, it went okay. Post and Moody got cut from the rotation. 2 guys that were struggling, but also two of your shooters. So the Warriors went with JK, GB2, and Looney as their only 3 bigs off the bench. Basically 3 non-shooters. So you're going with the 2 big lineup up front with Steph. You're going with a 2 big lineup up front with TJD and Draymond, both non-shooters. Even though Draymond hit 2 threes in the first quarter, teams are going to live with Draymond taking those. It is what it is. Then you got Jimmy at the small forward, basically a non-shooter. So you got Jimmy, Draymond, TJD front court, and then you got Pods. And then you got Pods, who can't hit a shot, man. Brandon Podziemski was an absolute no-show this series. An absolute no-show. It's gotten to the point where you have to question if the lights are too bright right now. Yes, the kid does other things. And that's why I've given him grace in the past, because he does other things. He does rebound. You know, oftentimes when he's struggling to shoot, you look down and he's leading the team in rebounds. That's not nothing. That's important, especially for a team like the Warriors that go small. Having a 6'4" guard that can get you 7, 8, 9 rebounds. He's fighting up there with the trees, grabbing boards. That's important. That his ability to rebound at his size makes up for the fact that the Warriors are undersized up front. That makes going small more viable. So that's not nothing. Number 2, defensively, he executes. He's not a great defender, but he executes. He's in the right place. He wasn't this game. He was getting cooked. But so, you know, he does other things. But now it's gotten to the point where 4 games into the series, the shooting is like, it's just, you can't survive it. He's scared to take a layup. He's smoking everything I can't even say he's smoking everything because he doesn't even take the shot. He passes out. He's under the paint. He's semi-open. He passes out. So we got Jimmy passing out the shots under the paint, under the rim, and then we got Pods passing out the shots under the rim. So then, as for Pods, where we at? So Pods had 11 points. He was 3 for 14 this game, 0 for 4 from 3. He is now 9 for 40. 22.5% for the series. He's 9 for 40. He's shooting 22.5%. That's the worst of any player in a series since 2014. Inexcusable. Can't defend it. It's the lights are too bright, man. I'm telling you, bro. Like this, there's no other explanation. There's no other explanation. He shot 38%. Well, he shot 37% from 3 in the regular season this year. He shot 38.5% from 3 last regular season. You get in this series, you can't hit a shot. Maybe it's just a bad shooting streak. It looks like the lights might be too bright to me. So, and look, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, ideally, Pods shouldn't be the starter. Ideally, you would want another 2 guard in place to where Pods can come off the bench and be like your first guard off the bench. That would be ideal. Unfortunately, due to roster construction, Pods has to start. And when you don't have Steph out there, it's more pressure on Pods to hit shots. And as we can see, him hitting shots is not a strong point of his game. He does a lot of other things that helps the team win, but 9 for 40 is crazy. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane, man. It's nuts, bro. You can't not hit threes and be scared to take a layup in the paint. You know, it's bad, bro. It's not good. Let's see. Holly, you think it is possible to cook up a trade for Giannis? I like Jimmy, but I don't think he is enough to help bring Steph and his team a ring. The thing is, if Steph didn't get injured, I think the Warriors would have a legitimate chance at a ring this season with this flawed roster. This roster is flawed. There's not enough shooting. There's not enough talent in the front court. And even then, the Warriors would dog walk this T-Wolves team in 5 games. This series, the Warriors would be like on the brink of dropping these dudes. Right now, Steph didn't go down. With the flawed roster. And then the only thing that would have been standing in their way of title number 5 in this era was either one of OKC or Denver. Those 2 teams are playing each other. You only got to play one of them. The Warriors were on a good side of the bracket to where, all right, you get through Houston. They were a 2 seed, but they're a young team and experienced. You get through them. You get this T-Wolves team. You're just a great matchup against them. They can't guard Steph. They can't guard Jimmy when Jimmy has the second best defensive matchup instead of the first. People don't realize the domino effect. With Steph out, their best perimeter defender is Jaden McDaniels. They had to put Jaden McDaniels on Steph, which meant Jimmy Butler has their second best defender, who's probably nowhere near as good. It's probably Ant. You know, Ant's a good defender, but he's not like just locked down defender. And plus, he's carrying their offense. It's a little bit of tired legs involved. He's not going to be playing his lockdown defense on the other end of the court. Since there's no Steph, now Jimmy gets Jaden McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels is 6'10" wing with length. That's a better matchup on Jimmy than it is on Steph. Because Jaden McDaniels can't guard Steph for nothing. But you put him on Jimmy Butler. Last game Butler got off. He got his game off, 34 points. He did his stuff. But Jimmy's compromised, bro. Look, let's talk about Jimmy. So Jimmy only took 9 shots and had 14 points. Inexcusable. Must-win game. No Steph. You're at home. You had to have one of these 2 home games. You had to have them both, actually. You didn't get the first one. You're now staring down the barrel of a gun, about to drop the second one. You only got 14 points on 9 shots. You got to empty the clip. Too much passing out. Too much over-reliance on role players to make big plays. You got to empty the clip. Now, I will say that, with that being said, you have to keep in mind the fact that the spacing is atrocious. It's too big in the paint. Every time he steps foot in the paint. You got Draymond's man camping down there. You got TJD's man camping down there. If it's Looney's in the game, you got Looney's man camping down. Bro, they're not playing post. Post got excommunicated from the rotation. So in the paint, it's either always Draymond and TJD's man or Looney's man. It's 2 dudes just camping in the paint. So we can't expect Jimmy to just put his head down and then just barrel to the rim and then get a good shot every time. It's not happening, bro. It's just not. We gotta acknowledge the fact that the spacing is atrocious. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, Jimmy gotta empty the clip. If you can't get to the rim, I need to see that midi. I need to see you get that midi off. That midi game got to be locked and loaded. You got to get off at least 10 mid-range shots. If your team's struggling to score and there's no spacing and you can't get to the rim, you better pull up for that midi. You better get a dude in the post and make something happen, bro. You know what I'm saying? That the only thing is just that, look, everybody's injured, everybody's hurt. It's the playoffs. This time of year, it's a long season. These games are every other day. Everybody's hurt. But having a pelvic contusion, which affects everything you do on the court, every body movement you do, that pelvic contusion is a factor in that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just hard to envision him just playing his typical game, drawing contact, doing all this stuff, drawing all these fouls, all this physicality, back-to-back games with only one off day. He did it last game. He got his 34. It probably took a big toll on his body. Coming out tonight, he probably couldn't do it. Now, with that being said, you still got to give us more. We brought you in. We ain't got Steph. You got to empty the clip. So it's disappointing. And you would hope that at home, you got Jimmy. You got the best defense since the All-Star break. You can get one of these. And you didn't. So that's disappointing. Yo, Karn, what's up, brother? Good to see you in here, man. We need to factor in this was a Cinderella run after the Jimmy trade. We were 11th and fought through to the play-in and the Rockets. We ran out of gas, nothing more than that. I just think it's as simple as Steph got injured, and this team ain't winning no games without Steph. I think it's as simple as that. They won game one, but literally, the reason they won that game without Steph, number one, Steph gave them a little bit of a boost to get them off to a solid start. I think they were up. Was they up? I forgot how much they were up when Steph got injured, but he gave them a double-digit lead. I think it was 10 or 13 points. And then the T-Wolves weren't prepared for a team without Steph, so they didn't have time to prepare. They had to adjust on the fly. They didn't really have their little adjustments dialed in. They got caught with their pants down. We caught them lacking. We got that game. We got that win. But after the game's over, and now the T-Wolves got time with their coaches to put together a game plan for the Warriors without Steph to dive into to dive into the film, see how other dudes look, see how other dudes play, take away tendencies, and have a more disciplined game plan dialed in. Now it's not so easy. It's not so easy. They just lost. They proceeded to lose the next 3 games without Steph. That's not a coincidence. So for those of y'all that thought it was gonna be a breeze without Steph and was like Warriors in 5 with or without Steph, it's a little delusional. We can all admit that. That was a little delusional. The moment I saw the Steph injury, I was like, yeah, this is gonna go at least 6 or 7. I got pushback from some of y'all that thought I was just not a real fan, or I was. Imagine trying to be like logical and then point out the fact that, okay, your best player that the team is built around going down means that this series is probably gonna go long. In the semifinals, by the way, this ain't like you're the 1 seed against like a playing team that barely scraped into the playoffs. You're technically the lower seed, and you're playing against a team that's good in the semifinals. Your best player goes down. The player that your team's built around, the offensive engine that makes your team go. And to say I'm not a real fan, or to say like I'm not an actual fan because I don't call the series in 5 after that. Some of y'all is not y'all, but some people is just ridiculous. Wolves ain't beating the Nuggets nor OKC though. Wolves still gotta beat us. This series ain't over. It's not over yet, man. Until they put us down 4 times, it's not over. If they could pull a miracle out their ass and win Game 5, and then Steph comes back with Game 6, and all of a sudden they ride that momentum, push it to Game 7, anything can happen. You never know. But losing both these home games was definitely a gut punch. And hit the night even before the game started. Did anybody watch? Yeah, man. I mean, it's not hard to tell. There's a clear talent disadvantage here. You take away Steph and look at these rosters and you put them head to head, and just look at the talent, how the talent stacks up. It's not even close. It's not even close. Like, it's not even funny. It's crazy, man. Like, maybe if Jimmy wasn't compromised with the injury, they could probably pull out both these games. He probably gives them a little bit more. But you got Steph out and Jimmy's compromised. Like, come on, bro. You're not. And then you got Pods who can't hit a shot. Moody's unplayable. It's a wrap. It's a wrap up to this point, man. Like, it's just too much. It's too much, man. I'm doing good, Kern. I'm doing good, bro. But yeah, I got some more topics here. Let's see what we're talking about. Oh yeah, let's talk about some bright spots. So JK the past 2 games has been great. He's been amazing. He's been the Warriors' lifeline offensively. Last game was probably the best game of JK's career. He was a 2-way demon, an absolute menace. Like, he was locking up, he was guarding Ant better than anybody on the team. He was doing his stuff, and then offensively he was patient. He was just a monster with the rim pressure, getting to the rim. And one thing I noticed about this matchup, the T-Wolves have nobody that can guard Kuminga. They have nobody that can stay in front of him. The only person that they could probably put on Kuminga is McDaniels, but they have to put him on Jimmy. So the leftover defenders, can't nobody stay in front of Kuminga. So it sucks because I wish we had Steph out there, and then you have Jimmy, and then you have Kuminga as your third option back in the rotation playing like this. Imagine Kuminga playing like this and you got Steph in the mix. Like, bro, this T-Wolves team would have got smoked in 5, bro. It would have been a gentleman's sweep. It's crazy, man. They can't guard Kuminga. They can't guard Kuminga. They can't guard Kuminga. This T-Wolves team is not, they're not that good, man. They're not that good. They're good, but they're not better than the Warriors. The problem with JK is he can't play with Steph. I think there is some truth in that. I don't think is necessarily a great fit next to Steph, but I also think he's figured some stuff out. So Kuminga said that he's been watching JK tape. He's been breaking down JK's film with the coaches, and he's really just been seeing. And Jimmy's been telling him too where he wants him to be at on the court when Jimmy's out there, and they've been working through that behind the scenes, picking the best spots for JK, how to space the floor around Jimmy, and he's been working through that. He said that's something that he's really been locked in on, and you can see it on the court. The spacing's a little better. He does clear out better when Jimmy has the ball. JK kind of vacates the areas and kind of cuts baseline, or he kind of moves to the corner, lets Jimmy do his thing, more opportune cutting. He is moving better when he's out there with Jimmy. So I do think he's figured some stuff out in terms of playing next to Steph. Obviously, that's still not a great fit, but I just think right now Kuminga's in a great headspace. He's playing really hard, and if you're playing hard defensively, he's always going to be able to score buckets. He's always going to get some opportune shot attempts, playing off of other players' gravity, mainly Steph and Jimmy. So the fact that he's playing this good off of Jimmy Butler after Kerr said they can't play together, it's a pretty positive sign. I would love to see how this would have looked with Steph Curry back in the mix. So yeah, and that just goes to show, man, like, I don't know if leaving Kuminga out to dry this long in the rotation wise was what he needed for the wake up call to change his approach to the game, to play more team ball, or if Kerr should have just let him play through it. I think the truth's in the middle, because if you watch Kuminga play in the games he was getting benched or the games where his leash was short, he was not playing like this. He wasn't playing game ball like this. He was literally, the moment he got in the game, he was thirsty. He was, I'm getting mine. I'm getting something up. And then he was taking some ill-advised shots in the post. He was passing on hitting cutters. Like, he wasn't passing at obvious reads where it's like, bro, make the pass. And he was playing a little selfish. These last two games, he's been aggressive but under control, and he was not playing selfish. There's a way to play aggressive and get yours, but under control and more within the flow of the offense and not taking away from teammates. The other games before these last two, he was taken away from teammates. His game wasn't necessarily like it wasn't necessarily like good team ball, but he's made some adjustments and he's been great. I love what he's been bringing. He's our best athlete on the team. He's needed. The Warriors needed scoring. They can't afford to not have his scoring. He dropped 30 last game. He had 23 this game. He's looked great. He had 12 free throw attempts. Kuminga went 11 for 12 from the free throw line. Shout out to him. That's probably his best output from the free throw line in terms of attempts and makes that he's ever had in his career. So last game he had the game of his life, the best game of his career. This game, he followed up with another strong performance. Went 11 for 12 from the free throw line. He was the Warriors' lifeline defensively, the Warriors' lifeline offensively at key points this game before it got out of control. So I actually think the Warriors should have started Kuminga in the third quarter. The game was lost in the third quarter. Steve Kerr brought back in TJD, who, if y'all missed my earlier rant, TJD's not good, bro. He's just not good. He's not good. So he's out there or whatever. He can grab a few boards. He can box out a little bit, but he's just not good. So Kerr puts TJD back out there to start the third. The Warriors get blasted. They get blasted. They can't get a stop. They can't score. Steve Kerr stuck with TJD for way too long. I think he was out there for another 6 minutes. Was it 6 or 8 minutes? Steve, what's going on, man? Like, where's the adjustment? You see your team getting blasted, and you don't sub out TJD. Like, the two big lineup was getting cooked. Like, you can't have the two big lineup out there if they're gonna get cooked, and you can't score. You just can't do it. You can't do it, man. So that third quarter was where the game was lost. Ant got loose in the third quarter, just couldn't miss. Three after three after three, pulling over the hand in his face. I already knew he had some bullshit up his sleeve when he hit that like 35-foot three right at the buzzer at the halftime over Draymond and GP2. I already knew. I'm like, oh yeah, he about to be on some bull in the third quarter. Watch this. What does he do? He comes out, can't miss. Can't miss. GP2 was getting flamed. I told y'all GP2 can't guard Ant. That's some more pushback I got because I said in my series preview, I was like the Warriors don't necessarily have a great matchup on Ant. Their best strength in guarding Ant is their team defense and how smart they are. Maybe they could force him into some turnovers, funnel him to the rim, and have him trying to finish over Draymond. Ant's finishing at the rim hasn't been super efficient. He's starting to pick it up a little bit lately, but his finishing hasn't been all that. It hasn't killed him. But what has killed him, now he's starting to get loose. That three's starting to go down a little bit more. The Warriors haven't been as able to run him off the three-point line. He was absolutely frying GP2. GP2 can't guard Ant, man. I told y'all. Y'all was like, what are you talking about? Some of y'all was like, what are you talking about? GP2 is a perfect guy to guard Ant. Yeah, maybe in 2022. Prime GP2 in 2022 would be a perfect guy to put on Ant. GP2 is not the player he was defensively 3 years ago. He's just not. Like, I know he's a fan favorite. Everybody loves GP2. He's just not that level of player anymore. He's still a good defender, don't get me wrong. He's a great option on most players, especially in the regular season. But when you get to the playoffs, you're playing against superstars. You're playing against dudes that is harder and harder to take advantage of their weaknesses. He can't guard Ant. He's too small, and he's getting blown by. Like, Ant's getting past him, and he's too small. So the moment Ant gets past him, now he got like, what, 30 pounds on GP2? Like 3 or 4 inches on GP2? And he's like a top 1% athlete just getting off the ground. Like, it's not a good matchup, bro. It's just not. He's too little. He's way too little, man. It would take 2022 GP2, where he was in his physical prime in terms of like his lateral quickness and his that's the main thing. His lateral quickness falling off a little bit, like falling off a lot. Like back in 2022, it was damn near impossible for players to blow past GP2. Like I could count on one hand how many times I saw someone blow past GP2 in 2022 when he was healthy. The only player that really could blow past him in 2022 was probably Ja Morant. That's probably the only player that could blow past him. Even then, he was on his hip. He was right there with him, and he still can get like the little side contest and effective shots. Now, it's a lot of players that can blow past GP2. I saw a 35-year-old James Harden do it in a regular season finale. Deep fried GP2. Deep fried him. 35-year-old James Harden was just blowing past him at will. When I seen that, I was like, uh-oh. That's not good. So now we're looking at this game. Ant blowing past him. It's not a good matchup. There's nothing against GP2. He's just not as good of a player as he was 3 years ago, and that's okay. He's a role player. So the Warriors got to address their point of attack defense in offseason. I would take Jordan Poole right now over Pods or Moody. I mean, Jordan Poole's a $30 million player right now. So it's easy to say that when he's like, what, year 5 into his career, he's getting paid $30 million. Moody's getting paid, what, $6 million? Pod's getting paid 4.5. I'm pretty sure all of us would like Poole over GP2. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all like Poole over Pods and Moody, but two different tax brackets of players. You can't afford Poole. The Rockets pushed Curry so much that he broke down. Not win the series in 6 games cost us. Oh well, living winning life. Go Dubs. There's a little bit of truth to that. Also, the Warriors not ending that series in 5 cost them. The Warriors, that series had no business going 7 games. Had no business going 7 games. I think there's a little bit of unseriousness with Steve Kerr and the Warriors stars, the Warriors leaders, Jimmy Butler, Steph, Draymond, Steve Kerr. After they went up 3-1, there was some unseriousness going on the rest of that series to where there wasn't enough sense of urgency. They let off the gas pedal, and it cost them a little bit. And the Warriors they're in this predicament because of their own downfalls. It's a long season. It's a long season. The Warriors have been playing every other game for like the past 10 days, which is like insane. Just the schedule's ridiculous. Just look at the Warriors like last 10 games and look at the dates. They've been playing every other day for like 2 weeks. It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. So there's a little bit of that, but also the Warriors win 7. Like I think I caught the Warriors in 6. That series probably should have ended in 6. They messed around. They got smoked in what game? What game was it? They got smoked on the road. That was game 5, right? Yeah, they got smoked in game 5. Just unserious. Then Steve Kerr came out with I didn't have my guys prepared tonight. What do you mean? What does that mean? A closeout game 5 on the road, and you didn't have your guys prepared tonight? What does that even mean? Like, come on, bro. I ain't trying to hear that. So there was a little bit of Steve. And then he said a comment that I did not like, where he was like, they were up 3-1. He was like, we have 3 chances to win to end the series. How about you win game 5? How about you go into game 5 with a certain level of seriousness and killer mentality, and not this, oh, well, we got 3 chances, you guys. Hey, you guys, if we don't win tonight, it's okay. We got 3 chances. No. You get smoked in game 5, come back home for game 6, get thoroughly outplayed. You just got outplayed. And then now you got to play a game 7. Now you just played 2 extra games. And then Steph has a soft tissue, non-contact, pulled hamstring. First time in his career that he's had this injury. Because they've been playing every other day. It's ridiculous. Which major injury did GB2 take to his legs? Man still gets up like a pogo stick. He didn't have no clay type crippling stuff to his legs. I'm not hearing all that. I don't think GB2 had an injury to his legs. I just think, bro, just because somebody could jump vertically, it doesn't mean that they didn't lose any athleticism. Look at LeBron James. I mean, LeBron's 40 years old now, so that's not really like the comparison. But like, I'm talking about like LeBron from like 5 years ago. If you look at LeBron from 5 years ago, when he goes up for a dunk on a fast break, this dude still got his hand at the top of the rim, doing his one fucking dunk that he loves to do, his one little extendo one-arm dunk. The dude's head's at the top of the rim. He was like 35 at that point. But when you watch him defensively, his lateral quickness took a hit for a while. Ben took a hit. It's nowhere near the same as when he was in his prime. Like, I'm talking about like what? 2017 LeBron, 2013 to 2017 LeBron was his prime. Dude's athleticism, he had the lateral quickness and the vertical quickness. The lateral quickness and the vertical pop. But after 2017, as he started getting to his 30s, he still had the vertical pop, but his lateral quickness was like, took a huge hit. So it's not necessarily just about, oh, well, he still jumps high. He didn't lose any athleticism. It's not necessarily true. There's different types of athleticism. Your ability to shift your hips, your ability to rotate and move defensively, shuffling your feet laterally is a completely different type of athleticism from jumping high. So there's different types. And yeah, man, I just think GB2, I mean, he's still athletic. He can still jump high. He can still get up and contest shots, jumping up and down. But in terms of his lateral quickness, you can't tell me he hasn't taken a hit to his lateral quickness. He's just not the same player. He gets blown by every game. Like every game, he's getting blown by somebody. Like that's not a coincidence. Um, I do want to finish up on Steve, man. Another thing that bothered me this game, dude was running his motion offense. The offense was struggling. We got this two big lineup out there. We got Kuminga and Jimmy out there, and we still running this motion offense with no Steph on the floor, no spacing. Come on, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, just get the ball to Kuminga at this point. Like, giving the ball to Kuminga and letting him attack mismatches is better than running this motion offense with no shooters on the court. We're running a two big lineup and Kuminga and Jimmy Butler. The only shooter on the court is Buddy Hield. And we're running this motion offense. Like, what are we doing here? Like, come on, man. Like, just let Jimmy get the ball and create, or let Kuminga just go one-on-one and hoop. Because at this point, the offense was so trash and so sorry. The best offense was just let Kuminga hoop, bro. Like, honestly, I'm dead serious. Just let Kuminga hoop. That's a better option than the motion offense with one shooter out there. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. I seen that. I'm like, all right, they're running a motion offense. Like, are trying to get Buddy Hield going? All right, what's going on? Mike Conley's this man's like damn near 40. He's just flying through these screens like a ghost, bro. Mike Conley's just on Buddy Hield's helmet. He just like a ghost, moving so fast. I'm like, bro, how is this old geezer like moving this quick, bro? It's crazy. Like, it's insane. So Mike Conley was like on Hield's helmet, right? So then when Buddy Hield can't get open, and they were like, we're still running offense, we're still running the motion offense. I'm like, all right, bro, can we just like at least get a ball to Kuminga and let him cook? Nope. Gotta look for the second option in the motion offense. All right, who else? All right, let's run Buddy off another screen on the other side of the court. Let's see if he can get open on this side. It's like, bro, they know what we're trying to do. They're sitting on that. They're not gonna let Buddy get open, bro. They're not letting him get open. It's not happening. He's not Steph. It's not happening. And we're still just trying to run this bullshit offense. We got traffic cop Draymond, top of the key, with his dribble picked up, just waiting for dudes to like go through the screen. I'm like, bro, it's not gonna work, man. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's not gonna work, dude. It's just ridiculous, dude. So yeah, Steve dropped a stinker this game. This was not Steve's day. It was not. He was pretty bad this game. He was pretty bad. Like, obviously he's at a talent disadvantage, but in terms of like maximizing what you do have, he didn't do a good job of that. He stuck with TJD way too long in the third quarter. The Warriors got blasted. I think the Wolves won the third quarter. They won the third quarter 39-17. He stuck with TJD for way too long to start the third. First of all, TJD shouldn't even been in the starting lineup in the third quarter. They should have started Kuminga. And TJD, they should have he wasn't doing nothing. He was just there. He's a big body, but it's like, is he really? He's not doing nothing. So that was unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Because that third quarter is where you lost the game. You lose 39-17. Ant's going crazy. You getting smoked off the court, bro. Their 3-2 zone was pretty good in the second quarter. The 3-2 zone in the whole first half was pretty good. That's why the game was close. The T-Wolves was struggling to score against the Warriors 3-2 zone. But at the end of the day, the T-Wolves were still just generating more three-pointers than the Warriors. And it's a math game. Threes more than two. Ant I think he had just as many threes as the Warriors team combined at one point in the game. You got Naz Reid looking like prime KD. This dude had one play that had me so mad, bro. He did like a little what did he do? I was so mad. I just went black, bro. I just seen red. I was so mad. This dude hit like a little step back three at the buzzer. He did some bull in the first half, dude. I was like, I couldn't believe it. But you got Naz Reid, who's like KD basically. You got Ant going off. You got Julius Randle. If Julius Randle is gonna look like LeBron, basically, you're done. You're done. If Julius Randle's gonna be LeBron, you're done. Like, it's ridiculous, bro. Like, Julius Randle last game he had a triple double, a 20-something point triple double. This game, he had 21 points at halftime, bullying Draymond. He wasn't bullying him, but he was catching him. He was catching him flat-footed. He was taking advantage. Bro. You ain't winning this series if Julius Randle's getting his game off. You're not winning. You got to shut Randle's water off, bro. You can't have Ant going off, and then you got Randle who can't be stopped, looking like fucking LeBron. Like, it's just not happening. Dean Thur was trash. He overhelped on everything, and it was about 12 wide open 3 attempts. That's scheme. It's a tactical decision by the coaches. Overhelp, double at wrong times. Yeah, their double teams were so bad. Like, the Warriors' double teams were so late. The rotations were terrible. Are they tired? Were they just tired? Like, I don't know what that was, man. In the first half, the 3-2 zone was working. They were guarding the 3-point line pretty decently. Third quarter, that was out the window. Their defense fell apart. Rotations were terrible. Dudes was just a step late. It was all bad, man. It was all bad. Would Draymond Green and Pods get us Jordan Poole? I really like Jordan Poole. Why would the Wizards want Draymond Green? Let me break something down to y'all, people. I think y'all need to hear this. This is very important. Draymond Green has no value to other teams, especially rebuilding teams. He's 35 years old, and he's owed another $50 million over the next few years. Nobody wants Draymond Green. Nobody. He's a Steph Curry merchant. He's a Steph Curry merchant. If you take Draymond Green off the Warriors and put him on a different team that doesn't have Steph Curry for him to benefit off of offensively, that allows him to survive offensively, what is he doing? Nobody wants Draymond Green, y'all. So when y'all put him on these trade machines, you're not getting nothing. You're probably going to have to give up assets just to trade him, just for the other team to consider it. That doesn't even like take into fact like his personality stuff, his locker room stuff. Like, the Warriors can keep him under control because we got this culture. We got what we built here with Steph, with Kerr. Imagine Draymond on a different team. There's no Steph. There's no Kerr. There's no Warriors culture. Who's telling Draymond, who's keeping Draymond in check? Imagine him on a young team whose best player is Jordan Poole. Or a young team whose best player is like some dude in like year 3. Why would they want him on the team, first of all? A team that's probably trying to lose games. You're going to trade for like this old vet. And then 2, what player on that team is going to be able to contain him? He's going to just get ejected every game. He's going to get suspended every other game. It's like, bro, nobody wants Draymond. We're stuck with him. Just get over it. Just I want y'all to just understand that. We're stuck with him. He's not going nowhere. If you trade him, you're not getting anything back for him. It's as simple as that. So, it is what it is. I can see him fitting on Houston, only Memphis. LOL, thug life, brother. The Grizzlies might want him. There's a few places where a team might want him, but even if they want him, you're not getting much back for him. Like, these teams aren't going to give you a first-round pick. You're not getting nothing. They'll be like, yo, we'll take him off your hands, and we'll give you salary filler. You might get a vet in that salary filler that might possibly be a rotation player, but you're not getting much. You're better off just keeping him, bro. You're better off just keeping him because he's always going to be more valuable to the Warriors than he is to a different team. So, here we go. Warriors receive Santi Aldama. Let me stop you right there. Okay. Santi Aldama for Kuminga. Will fill both teams' immediate needs. I thought you were about to say Santi Aldama for Draymond. I'm like, the Grizzlies will laugh you off the phone, bro. So you're saying Santi Aldama for Jonathan Kuminga. Yeah, I don't know if I'm doing that trade. I don't think I'm doing that, to be honest with you. Aldama's okay. You know, he's a stretch big, pretty smart player. He could do some stuff. He could put the ball on the floor and attack a closeout. He could pass a little bit out of those attacks, but yeah, I'm not doing that for Aldama. If that's the case, just if you're trying to trade for a player with that archetype, just go get Cam Johnson. Like if you're suggesting Kuminga for Aldama, just go get Cam Johnson. He's a better version of Aldama. Draymond is an offensive liability. Exactly. He's an offensive liability, and he's overpaid to every team besides the Warriors. To the Warriors, he's not overpaid. The Warriors would gladly pay Draymond $25 million to be a Defensive Player of the Year candidate on their team for his chemistry with Steph, offensively getting Steph open, just being an enforcer, being a goon, helping the Warriors get organized offensively and defensively. The Warriors would gladly pay $25 million for that. Another team, not so much. We should bring Milton back, most definitely. Let's bring back Milton for the vet minimum. What we on? Oh, yeah. By the way, if y'all having a good time, like the video, please, right now. It means a lot to me. It's much appreciated. So I appreciate y'all for pulling up on me, spending y'all night with me. So if you're having a good time, just like the video. That's all I ask. Question for y'all. JK for Claxton. I mean, maybe. I'll be open to having a discussion about that. I think Claxton's a little overrated though, but next to Steph, he might look pretty good. Let me see. I just saw something I wanted to respond to. What happened to it? Kuminga and Paj for LaMelo. The Hornets will laugh you off the phone, bro. LaMelo's an all-star. That's not good enough. Paj is quite literally having a worst shooting performance in a series since 2014. He's shooting 22.5% from the field in this series. He's 9 for 40. That plus Kuminga's not getting you LaMelo ball. LaMelo's an all-star, bro. He averaged damn near 30 points a game this season. It's not happening. I take Alexander Sarr for JK. The Wolves ain't doing that trade though. That's the thing. The other team has to want to make the trade. They just used like their top pick. I forgot what pick he went. Did he go second? Yeah, the Wizards just used the second overall pick on Sarr. They're not trading him for Kuminga. It's zero chance that happens. Do we need GB2 if we get Melton? If we get Melton, I mean, I would take GB2 back for the vest minimum. GB2's contract expires this year. He's getting paid $9 million. There's zero chance I'm paying him that. I'll be like, look, GB2, you want to come back for the vest minimum? That's cool. We got a spot for you. But if you want to go explore your options and go like test the market, hey, go do that. But we're not signing you for a penny over the vest minimum. Period. That's with or without Milton coming back. If GB2 he's a good vet, he's a good coacher guy. He knows the system like he's perfected it. He knows how to play next to Steph. He knows he's still a good defender even at this stage in his career. And he's an unselfish player. And he's a dog. I would take GB2 on the vest minimum, regardless of how the rest of the roster looks. But I'm not paying anything more than that, though. We need Mike Brown back. Yeah, bro, get Mike Brown back. Nikolai Alexander Walker combo guard this offseason. Walker would be nice. I like Walker. He's not necessarily doing anything against us, but we've had the best defense since the All-Star break, so I don't necessarily blame him for not having a great series against the Warriors. But Alexander Walker's solid. He's a 6'6". He's a 6'6" wing. He could play the 1, 2, or 3. He has some versatility. He has some length defensively. He can handle the ball a little bit. He can shoot a little bit. He can do a little bit of everything. He's a pretty good player. I would take Alexander Walker. What happened to the other two coaches we got? Help Kerr. Bro, Kerr gonna do what he do. Kerr is very humble on the outside, and I would say he's pretty humble, but when it comes to like his system, he's stubborn as hell. When it comes to running his stuff, bro, he's not about to take no input like from nobody. He gonna run his stuff. Man, I wish we drafted LaMelo or Hallie. Imagine him as a shooting guard next to Steph, not Wiseman. Yeah, man. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. You know what's crazy? It's all hindsight now, but the Warriors could have traded down to the Bulls. The Bulls offered the Warriors the 4th overall pick, plus the Bulls offered the Warriors number 4 and Wendell Carter Jr. for number 2. So the Warriors could have accepted that trade, traded it down to number 4, drafted Halliburton, and would have had Wendell Carter, who's a better player than Wiseman. I mean, hindsight's 2020, bro. Like, we can do the woulda, shoulda, coulda stuff in hindsight, but that would have been crazy. They would have had Wendell Carter Jr. at center, who would have been a great fit next to Draymond, and they would have had Halliburton. That would have been insane. Halliburton's basically like this era Steve Nash. Halliburton's amazing, man. Like, I'm not saying he's Steve Nash, but he's this era's closest thing you can get to like a Steve Nash. So that is crazy, man. I love Halliburton. If it was between Halliburton and LaMelo, I'd probably take Halliburton just because I think he'd just be more of like a culture fit, more of like it'd be more of a clean fit. Where LaMelo, I'm watching LaMelo, bro. Well, I don't watch Hornets games, but I catch some highlights every now and then. This dude's taking one-legged threes. This dude's taking fadeaway, like just throwing up some bull, just messing around. And it's just like, he's just out there. I'm sure he wants to win a game, but he also like, he's just out there just messing around. I don't think that'd be necessarily a great thing in Golden State. I mean, obviously I'd take him if he was there, but I would probably rather have Halliburton over LaMelo. I just think Halliburton's more of a winning player. Tyrese is an amazing engine. Pacers play how we wish we could play. They deepen, they score fluidly. Yeah, man, Hallie's a machine, bro. Like, him next to Steph. I mean, now defensively, that backcourt's barbecue chicken. I ain't gonna lie. Halliburton can't guard. He can't guard no 2 guards. It'll be rough defensively, but the offense would be unstoppable. The offense would be absolutely unstoppable. It would be crazy. Halliburton is insane in terms of like a distributor. Him passing the ball to Steph, man, it would be crazy, dude. There ain't no winning culture in Charlotte. I mean, yeah, they let LaMelo do whatever he wants. That's a part of it. He basically runs that team. They can't tell him anything because he's their only good thing they got. And so he has the freedom to just take one-legged threes. But it's just like, as a player, it's just like, bro, why do you want to take one-legged threes? Don't you want to win a game? It's like, come on, bro. Like, I don't get that. And also, yeah, he don't like. I mean, Halliburton and LaMelo both can't guard, but at least Halliburton gives a little more effort, and he tries. He's more of a serious player, man. Yeah, Halliburton said he wanted to be a Warrior too. That's another thing. Missed opportunity. But that's enough of the woulda, shoulda, coulda. So, question for y'all, man. I want everybody that's in here to vote. Should the Warriors bring Steph Curry back next game? Let me get a yes. Let me get a no. I want to see everybody in here vote. I want to see something. Should the Warriors bring Steph back next game? He was projected. The target date that they had was Game 6. The Warriors might not get to Game 6. This series might be over on Wednesday. So the question is, would you bring Steph back a little bit early to try to save this season? Or are you looking long-term and not trying to risk an injury for next season? Everybody let me know. Let's see. Bison said no. PSS champion said yes. Matt said no. The Golden Child said no. Kern said nah. RR Kane said no. Mo and D said no. Why not said no. Shyam said hell no. Adrian said yes. Yeah. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think this season's cooked. Even if the Warriors magically come back and win this series in 7, that's another 7-game series. after you went 7 in the first round, after you had to basically play close to like playoff basketball the last month and a half of the regular season to play catch up, after still ultimately ended up in a play-in, had to play an extra play-in game. I just think it's just too much on this veteran team. I think even if Steph comes back, you basically can't push his minute load past 40 minutes the rest of the playoffs. Maybe if you get to the finals, maybe at that point his hamstring would be like far enough removed from the injury to where you could push him that far. But Steph's probably gonna be on a minutes restriction. The rest of the even if they win a series, he's probably gonna be on a minutes restriction the whole rest of the next series. And that's against OKC or Denver, who's gonna be the biggest challenge yet. And Steph's gonna be on a minutes restriction. He might be rusty because he hasn't played in 2 weeks as well. So, or not rusty, but like he'll be out of rhythm. So, I just think just too many roster flaws with the lack of shooting, the lack of front court talent, the lack of support players that fit around Jimmy and Steph. And then Steph, the moment Steph pulled his hamstring out, like a part of me was just like, there goes the season. There goes the season. I was hoping the Warriors can buy him some time and just win. I wasn't expecting them to win both these home games, but I was like, bro, can y'all win one? And buy Steph some time to get to game 6, at least. But now they lost both home games, and now this series is basically has to go 7 games just to advance. I think this season's chalked. I know some of y'all might not want to hear that, and y'all might get mad at me and might call me not a real Warriors fan because I'm trying to think logically here. I just think it's too insurmountable of an ask for them to come back down 3-1, win this series in 7 after getting pushed to 7 last series, and then you got to turn around and play either OKC or Denver. That series is probably gonna go 7 as well, and then you go to the finals. Then you got to play another series, and Steph is dealing with this hamstring. It's a lot to ask, man. It's a lot to ask, bro. Like it is what it is, man. That always the risk with these older teams is always this: older players get injured more easily. Steph's never dealt with a hamstring problem in his career, and at 37 years old, he has his first one. It's not a coincidence. That's just what it is, man. Older players get hurt easily. They're more susceptible to injuries. Kerr small ball is BS. Here's the thing about small ball. All the Warriors big men are trash. like the Warriors big men are trash. Steve Kerr, I don't blame Steve Kerr for playing small because the Warriors don't have a good center. TJD's not good. I don't care what nobody say. He's not good. Looney, he's decent in certain matchups. He's an okay big off the bench. He brings a little something to the game with his stability on the boards. Looney's not a great option. He's not a starting center. TJD's not good. Looney's not a starting center. Quentin Post he's not been good this series. Like as the playoffs progress, as the games get more important, Post's minutes are going lower and lower because him being a young player is getting exposed. His defense is getting becoming more and more of a problem. The Warriors don't have a starting caliber center on the roster. So instead of forcing a player that's not a starting caliber player into the starting lineup, Steve Kerr's like, look, I'm just gonna play small, rock with Draymond at the 5, and try to rock out with what we have. So I got a lot of criticisms for Kerr, but going small is not one of them because this team ain't got no good big men. Like, I'm sorry. TJG's not a good player. He can be a solid third string big and like kind of fill in when guys are injured and get some spot minutes and kind of, just get you through the regular season. But TJD he has no business starting a playoff game. No business. He shouldn't have started this game. He shouldn't have started the third quarter. It's just unserious, man. It's crazy. Now, one thing I do agree with is the 3 guard lineups is ridiculous. Like, the Warriors should not be doing no damn 3 guard lineups. That is where I do agree. If you're gonna go small with Draymond and Jimmy in the front court, you can't have no damn 3 guard lineup behind them. That's where Steve Kerr crosses the line for sure. But when a 35-year-old Draymond is your best big on the Warriors, forget about winning a championship. I mean, look, bro. Like, we got Draymond's our like Shyam just said it. Draymond's our best center. He's 6'5" or 6'6", and he's 35 years old. And it's not like Steve Kerr is like playing favoritism. He's literally our best center. He's our best option. And it's not even close. It's not even close. So the Warriors got to address the front court in the offseason. That should be their main priority. The Warriors need a shot creator on the perimeter, and they need another big man. I like Kobe White in terms of like solving the shot creator role. For those of y'all that want Jordan Poole back, check out Kobe White. Check out his games. Check out his highlights. He's a good player. He brings a lot of what Jordan Poole brought. He's a really solid offensive player. He's a dribble pass shoot guy. He can get to the rim. He can shoot threes, deep threes. He could distribute for others. He's a good player. I like Kobe White. I don't know if the Warriors can get him because making deals with the Bulls is always a problem because they overvalue their players. They hold on to their players too long. They probably asked for everything we got for Kobe White. So I don't think it's realistic to trade with the Bulls, but Kobe White is a player that I would love to have on the Warriors. What if the Warriors try to get Steven Adams? I love Steven Adams, man. I think he'd be a great Warrior. The Warriors might be able to sign him in the offseason. They might have the mid-level exception available, which is like a contract that they're allowed. I think it's worth $12 million these days. I don't know if that's enough to get Steven Adams. The thing is, the Rockets are probably going to re-sign Steven Adams, and they can offer the Warriors more money. They can offer Adams more money. So why would Adams leave Houston to sign with the Warriors and turn down more money? Also, Texas has no income tax, so even if the Warriors and Rockets offer him the same contract, he would still be getting paid more money with the Rockets because they don't take out income tax. So I don't see why he would want to do that. Kobe White as Jordan Poole replacement. Yeah, Kobe White will fit in perfectly as a Jordan Poole replacement, and he's way cheaper. Somebody look up Kobe White's contract for me. Somebody help me out real quick. Look up Kobe White's contract. I think he's getting paid like $15 million. He signed a cheap contract extension, so he's getting paid like half of what Jordan Poole is getting. So he's, in terms of who's a better player, Kobe White is probably the better player. You know, if not as close, he's a comparable player. He's giving you everything that Jordan Poole gives you, and he's like on his contract's like half as much. It's legit, man. Kobe White would be amazing. Is JK worth Kobe White? I'd probably $13 million. Huma, shout out to you. Thank you, bro. So Kobe White's getting paid $13 million. That's his contract. Jordan Poole's getting paid $30. They're basically the same player. Kobe White might be better. That's an amazing contract, man. That's crazy. Relax. The Warriors just need to find a third scoring option. I mean, Kobe White would be that third scoring option. That's the point. That's the point. Like, I agree. The Warriors need another shot creator. Like, Kobe White would be the third scoring option. He can easily average 17 points. He can give you 17 a game easily as a third option. JK and other matching pieces for Kobe White, super doable. That depends on the Bulls and what they want to do. Do they want Kuminga? Do they want to pay Kuminga what he's going to command? You're probably going to have to pay Kuminga north of $25 million. Do they want to trade Kobe White, who's getting paid $13 million, who's one of their best young prospects, for Kuminga, who's probably not as proven, and you're probably going to have to pay him twice as much? Do they want to do that? If I was the Bulls, I wouldn't want to do that. I'd be like, no, thank you. I'm gonna keep Kobe White, and yeah, that's a tough sell. The Warriors would have to throw in some draft picks, to be honest with you. They'd probably have to throw in a first round pick. And even then, but the Bulls still might play hardball and be like, nah, give us 2 first round picks. That's how it is dealing with the Bulls, man. They overvalue their own players, so it's hard to do business with them. When's the last time you saw the Bulls like really? I know they just traded Zach LaVine, but before that, when's the last time the Bulls like made a trade? Like they don't make trades. They just hold on to their own players. They don't really do business like that. Why would JK play ball on a sign and trade after how Golden State handled him this season? Jonathan Kuminga is a restricted free agent. So he doesn't have a choice. The Warriors hold all the cards. If Kuminga decides, you know what, I'm about to go sign an offer sheet with the Brooklyn Nets. Let's just say Kuminga's like, yo, I'm tired of the Warriors. I'm going somewhere else. I'm going to sign a contract with the Pacers. I'm not the Pacers, but with the Nets. Since he's a restricted free agent, not an unrestricted, he's a restricted free agent. That means the Warriors have the rights to match that contract. And he has no choice but to come back to the Warriors. The Warriors hold all the cards. They have all the leverage. They have all the power. The Warriors can legit say, look, we can't agree to a contract. All right, go find you a contract. Go sign with the team and we'll match it. And there's nothing Kuminga could do about it. So I think the only thing Kuminga could do to get leverage back, the only thing he could do is to sign like, I think it's called a tender. You sign a tender, and it basically means he gets paid like one more season on like a low number, whatever it would be, like $7 million or whatever for his draft position. And then next season he will be an unrestricted free agent. So he gets the freedom next season to be an unrestricted free agent to where the Warriors can't match. But the downside is he has to play another season at a low rookie contract number. So players don't usually do that too often. They usually want their money. So they don't usually do that. So I doubt the Warriors let Kuminga walk for nothing. So they're either gonna sign and trade him somewhere, or they're gonna match his offer. They're gonna keep him into the season until a trade that they like materializes. But they're not gonna just let Kuminga walk for nothing. What's up, Rip Coog? I see you, bro. Lonzo for Pods, Moody, and GP2. That is absolutely insane, brother. No way. Dude, this dude, Lonzo, had to get like a knee transplant or something, bro. He had to get a new knee, bro. I'm not trading 3 players for him. Hell no. Let's see. After signing Jimmy, we got $130 in the salary for the old guys alone. We don't have much wiggle room under current CBA. That's correct. Jimmy's getting paid $60 million. I think Steph's getting paid $60. Oh yeah, another topic. So it's just been announced by Shams Charania, one of the most credible NBA reporter in the league. He's that guy. When he says something, I promise there's some truth to it. I don't think he's ever put out bad information. Whenever he reports something, it's usually true. Shams Charania reported today that Giannis, for the first time in his career, is open to the possibility of changing teams. Reportedly, like Giannis, he loves Milwaukee. He appreciates the city for embracing him and basically making him like a god in that city, like their MJ, whatever the case may be. He brought them their first championship in however many years. But his need, his hunger to win another championship outweighs that. And for the first time in his career, he's looking around and he's open to playing for another team that gives him the best chance to win a title. So, hey, man, hey, yo, Giannis, bro. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all down with the Greek Freak, bro. If y'all want Giannis in the Bay, put Greek Freak in the chat. I'm trying to see something. while y'all do that, let me just kind of go a little more into this. So for the first time ever, Giannis is open to the possibility of changing teams. Now, he reportedly hasn't made any concrete demands or anything like that, but he's open to changing teams for the first time in his career. I'm looking at this report just to get like a better sense of it real quick. But yeah, man, this is crazy, bro. Like Giannis is he might be available this offseason. He might be available this offseason, to be honest with you. So the Warriors, I'm saying, bro, Giannis and Steph will be disgusting. Giannis and Steph will run through this league and just have dudes crying, grown men crying again, bro. Just like they did with KD. They was crying. Steph had KD for like what, 2 years, 2.5 years, 2 years, 3 years, whatever the case may be. And dudes was crying that the league ain't fair. Why is it when Steph gets a co-star, the league ain't fair? The league's broken. Meanwhile, Kobe had Shaq, Shaq had Kobe. MJ had Scottie Pippen. Like Magic Johnson had Kareem. Why is it that all these other superstars, all these other legends get to play with great players, but when Steph has KD for like 2.5 seasons, 3 seasons, league is broken. Dudes still won't let Curry live for that. What's the difference between Curry having KD for like 2.5 seasons versus LeBron having D Wade when D Wade was a top 3 player back when he went to Miami? Did that just am I the only did that just not happen? Did that just not happen? When LeBron went to Miami in 2011, was D Wade not a top 3 player in the league? Was he not an MVP caliber player? What are we doing here? Like, come on, bro. Like D Wade in 2011 was comparable to KD in 2016 or 2016. It's the same thing, bro. It's the same thing. Both top 3-ish players, minimum top 5. What's the difference? But for some reason, the league just loves to hold those 2 years, those 2-3 years against it was like 2.5 years. They love holding that against Steph. But with everybody else, it's all good. It's all good. LeBron has Luka Doncic right now. And just got packed up and sent to Tulum in 5 games by this T-Wolves team. Not a peep. Not a peep. No criticism for LeBron. No criticism for LeBron. Is Luka not a top 5 player minimum? Is he not an MVP caliber player at his best? LeBron got gift wrapped Luka Doncic in his prime. And it's crickets. They got 1 game off this weak-ass T-Wolves team. 1 game. Where's the criticism? I don't see nothing. No one's talking about it. It's as if it never happened. It never happened. Is there no consequence in terms of like pushback for that? This dude LeBron went to Miami and made the damn Super Friends. He formed the Super Friends. Like this dude was Nick Fury recruiting the Avengers and formed the Super Friends. And then in 2011, against the Mavs, he was getting locked up by JJ Barea. JJ Barea. Where's the pushback? There wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. This dude's supposed to be the GOAT. He's supposed to be in a conversation with MJ, and this dude got locked up by JJ Barea. They went up 2-0 in that series against the Mavs, started making fun of Dirk at the post-game podium, and then proceeded to lose 4 straight. How does that happen? LeBron averaged like what, 4 points a game in the fourth quarters? This dude assembled the Super Friends and lost 4 straight games? You got Chris Bosh, who's a Hall of Famer. You got D Wade, who was a top 5 player. Then you get Ray Allen, who's like one of the most greatest shooters of all time, who basically gift wraps you a ring with that clutch 3 off the rebound. Because you bricked the one before that. And then Ray Allen saved you. Like, what are we doing here, man? Oh, the Nets. Good point. Why not? That Nets team. Who remembers when KD tried to form the goddamn Thundercats with him and his two butt buddies, James Harden and Kyrie, and tried to form the damn Thundercats, and they got packed up, put in a blunt, and sent home by the Celtics. Smoked, swept, 4 games, and then Wardell, Steph, and Curry proceeded to beat that same Celtics team that swept KD. Steph went on and beat that team in the finals, with the second best player being Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins. Where's the consequence for KD? KD's on his 3rd iteration of the Super Friends, and there's no consequence. KD fled to go do what he did in Brooklyn. Never resulted in anything. Failed miserably. Failed super team. This dude looked around the league and said, send me to Phoenix. Let me go team up my boy Book. Send me to Phoenix. He goes to Phoenix. Him and Books wet the bed. Not good enough. So then they say, you know what? Let's form another super team. Let's add another superstar. Let's add another star to the pot. Let's get this 3rd iteration of a super team going. KD's shameless, by the way. So he forces his front office to trade for Bradley Beal. I don't even feel bad for that situation not working out because KD and Devin Booker forced the Phoenix Suns to trade for Bradley Beal. They made him. They didn't have a choice. So you get what you want. You get the super team. Then you got Devin Booker before the series talking about, I don't know how teams are going to guard us. Me, KD, Brad Beal, I don't know how teams are going to guard us. Right? These dudes are trash. They're trash. So now KD's about to be on his KD's about to demand another trade somewhere else and make another team a Super Friends. And he's about to try it again. Iteration number 4. It's like, bro, you should have just stayed with the Warriors. You got so insecure about dudes talking smack on social media that you decided, you know what, I can't play next to Steph. It's too much comparison. It's too much spotlight on Steph. I gotta go. And now look at you, bro, scrambling to this is like your 4th iteration of a super team. It's ridiculous. Don't let Steph get Giannis. I'm saying all that to say this. Don't let Steph get Giannis. The league's going to complain because, of course, 37-year-old Steph, 6'2", 195-pound, 37-year-old Steph can't get another superstar or the league is going to lose it's going to be in shambles. And they know it too. Do y'all see the propaganda the league's putting out already? So mind you, Steph played like 15 minutes in game. No, Steph played like 12 minutes in game 1. Hasn't played the rest of the series, as we know. The Warriors are down 3-1. ESPN and these news outlets and these media dudes, they're framing like the storyline as if Ant took down Steph and crossed him off his little list of legends. That's the propaganda they're pushing right now. That's like these dudes are just, it's comedy, bro. It's comedy, bro. The man's 37 years old, and y'all pushing agendas like, oh, Anthony Edwards, legend killer. He crossed off KD, he crossed off LeBron, he crossed off Luka, crossed off Jokic, all this stuff, right? They was thirsty. They was thirsty for Ant to cross off Steph. They was so thirsty to get this propaganda and this narrative off. They were so thirsty to push this slander that even though Steph went down, they said, don't matter. I'm leaving here with something. And they're pushing the slander as if Steph didn't go down. They're still pushing they had a graphic. It was like Ant Edwards and then like standing over Steph or Steph. And it was like 3-1. And then they had like some little slick little comment. I'm like, bro, y'all is shameless, bro. Y'all is shameless. How many minutes of this series did Steph play? Why is he on the graphic? Why is he on that graphic? It's like, what is y'all talking about, bro? Like, these dudes is out of control, man. Man's played 13 minutes in game 1. And they got this dude on a graphic next to Ant Edwards with 3-1 over the top with like Anthony Edwards like yelling, and it says like some little slick little comment, like some little metaphor comment or something. I'm like, bro, get the hell out of here, bro. Y'all is thirsty, bro. Down bad, man. Dude's out with an injury, and y'all pushing this. The man's not even on the court. Like, it's like y'all was so thirsty to get these narratives off and have that legend killer bullshit narrative that y'all just like launched the propaganda anyways. Whether he's on the court or not, y'all said we still getting this off. That's crazy. Crazy, man. Shameless. But yeah, man. By the way, KD, no rings without Steph. Just throwing it out there. Whenever I see, I'm just going on a rant, man. My bad, y'all. I'm getting a little off topic, man. Y'all got me riled up, bro. This like the propaganda I've been seeing, man, is getting me riled up. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I got heat for everybody, man. KD, no rings without Steph, by the way. Whenever I see somebody compare KD and Steph, I always find it so funny when it's like, who went to whose team? KD went to Steph's team, did he not? Steph beat KD in a series. KD choked a series to Steph, did he not? KD was up 3-1 on the Warriors. Steph came back, won that series, sent KD home. KD then proceeded to join Steph's team. Steph won a championship before, with, and after KD left. Case closed. Before, with, and after KD left. How many rings has KD won without Steph? How many rings has KD won without Steph there by his side? Case closed. Checkmate. But you still see these dudes, these talking heads, that love pushing this propaganda, that loves making these like talking points. And they're talking about KD was the better player on those Warriors teams. Look, we all know KD won Finals MVP 2 times. But anybody who watched those series, you know what's going on. Anybody who watched those series with a non-biased eye knows what's going on. You watch how the Cavs was guarding the Warriors. The Cavs, and by the way, this is what Ty Lue said out of his mouth. He admitted to this. He said their defensive game plan was Steph Curry. He's the one that makes their offense go. When Steph is loose, they're basically unstoppable. Ty Lue, who's had probably the most success in terms of like a defensive game plan on the Warriors. Ty Lue basically said, we're willing to concede wide open shots to Kevin Durant. We're willing to concede wide open lanes on a fast break to Kevin Durant to scramble to Steph on the 3-point line. Because we're not living with Steph getting looks. This happened, by the way. There was points in that Cavs series. The Warriors on a fast break. KD's coming down the court with the ball in his hands. Steph's running to the corner for a 3. J.R. Smith, he's in front. He looks at KD coming at him with the ball in his hands. He looks at Steph in the corner. He left Kevin Durant. He decided not to stop the ball. Left Kevin Durant. Conceded a dunk to a 6'11 superstar. Just so Steph wouldn't get an open look. That was a defensive game plan. Tyronn Lue said it himself. He said Steph Curry is the one that makes him unstoppable. If you can't contain Steph, you don't have a chance. You have no chance. Basically, what he's saying is we're willing to live with KD getting his, as long as Steph don't get his. But he wasn't willing to live with KD. He wasn't willing to live with Steph getting his and guarding KD up straight up, and guarding KD with the same defensive attention. That tells you something. When you look at Steph's stats in those finals next to KD's, they're comparable. Did KD have a few more counting stats, like a few more rebounds? Maybe his efficiency was a little higher. Yeah. And if you disregard all context, you can just say, well, look at his stats. Oh, he had the better series. But then when you consider the fact that one dude's getting double teamed and triple teamed, and the entire opponent's defense is basically dictated around stopping this man at all costs and conceding open looks to the other guy. When the opponent's whole defensive game plan is anybody but this dude, let this dude get his. And you look at their stats at the end of the series, and it's comparable. I'm not saying Steph had better stats, counting stats, but they were comparable. They were within the ballpark across the board. When you consider the context, who's the more valuable player? Who's the more valuable player? If you're playing a pickup game, and one dude on the team is getting double teamed, triple teamed, and he still scores 25. Let's say one dude on the team is getting double teamed and triple teamed, and he's still scoring like 25, like 6 and 6. And the other dude is getting single coverage all game. They're on the same team. The other dude's getting single coverage all game. The other team is allowing him to get layups just so they can't leave the other guy. And that dude ends up with like 28, 7, and like 6. Who's the MVP? The dude that the other team is conceding open shots to, or the dude getting triple team that still managed to put up comparable stats? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, bro. So, yeah, man. And then you got the Finals MVP shenanigans with Andre Iguodala. Yo, shout out to Iggy. He's one of my favorite Warriors of all time. I love Iggy, man. I love his play style. I love everything about Iggy. Shout out to Iggy. He had no business winning that Finals MVP. He said it multiple times that's Steph's MVP, but he's just gonna keep it at his house. He knows. He knows, bro. Everyone knows. Like it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. It's like what the media does to Steph. It's asinine. It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, man, that's my rant. I know that was a crazy rant. My bad, y'all. But yeah, obviously next game is a must-win game, or the season's over. The majority of y'all said you don't want Steph to play. I agree. Steph didn't look like he was anywhere close to being ready these past few days in terms of his own work, his own court work, his practice and whatnot. So if he's not anywhere close to being ready now, he's not going to be in 2 days from now. I think the Warriors are kind of cooked, to be honest with you. Like, it's not over until it's over, but I think they're kind of cooked. That's just me being honest. The Warriors got to find a way to win the next game and buy Steph some time to get to Game 6. They have to force a Game 6. If you can force a Game 6, then you could bring back Steph. And then maybe they ride that momentum. Maybe they ride that adrenaline rush. Maybe Steph coming back galvanizes the rest of the roster. Dudes get amped. All of a sudden, the T-Wolves can't guard us because now they got to put their best defender on Steph, who still can't guard Steph. And now Jimmy gets a better matchup defensively. And now they still can't guard Kuminga. And maybe that's enough. Even if Steph's not 100%, maybe his presence is enough. And his sheer him being on the court and the threat of him scoring is enough to open up things for teammates. And they could reel off another 2 straight games after they force Game 6. Maybe. But in terms of the long-term outlook on the playoffs, my gut is telling me they're cooked. So I hope I'm wrong. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer over here, but I'm just trying to be realistic, man. It's tough. But next season is definitely the Warriors' best opportunity for a championship. It's probably their last opportunity. They're gonna have time in off season. They're gonna have the opportunity in off season to build the role players around Steph and Jimmy a little bit better, optimize their assets, and build a more balanced roster. So we'll see what Mike Dunleavy can cook up in off season. I'm not gonna talk off season moves or nothing until the Warriors are officially eliminated. Okay, so let's see what happens on Wednesday. I appreciate y'all for coming up, for showing love. If you enjoyed the video and you still haven't, please like the video. It means a lot to me. It shows me that y'all like this type of content and I should make more of it. So if you haven't already, just like the video. I appreciate y'all.